remembers transitioning from a child into a teenager? That moment, your whole world has changed. Your understanding of living and life has been challenged. Now, this is the same thing as 10 cues in Go. You know the basics, you know the rules, you know a few shapes, and you know how to navigate a whole game by yourself. Every single stone you play starts to build an identity. You build identity through shape, strategy, direction, and survival. Ladies and gentlemen, Go is a form of life. And in this video, we are leveling up from childlike instincts to helping you build strong and dangerous Go. This video, I'm going to play against a few 10 cues, and hopefully by the end of the video, I can help you improve by 2 stones. This game, we have the white pieces, and by now you should know corner, side, and center. This is prerequisite knowledge. Facing some kind of this kind of approach, you don't panic. The first thing you need to know the fundamentals, which is this is your corner, so protect your corner, just like a normal approach. This is pretty strange and a bit weird, but you can simply just go ahead and secure your corner. Black has 2 stones lined up, 2 stones attaching next to 2 stones. Remember, always hunting the 2 stones. Head of 2 stones, very, very important. Pretty good. Have to block. This is a typical mistake. This move is much better played at connecting these stones together. The reason being is I can peep over here and create some trouble later on. So if he had connected and I secure my cutting point, he didn't need to do a 1 space jump. He could do a 3 space extension. That's where the shape becomes a little bit inaccurate and inefficient. So all of you watching, if you are at the 10Q level, remember these 3 principles if you are at the 10Q level. Number 1, when you're fighting, calculate 3 to 4 moves ahead. Otherwise, 2 to 3 moves ahead will do the job in most scenarios. Number 2, understand position, direction, and territory. These are same things. Position and territory, same things. Direction, very similar as well. This side is much larger to make territory and a bigger scale and a bigger potential to build territory. That's why it is important to take the larger side and build territory from there. This move threatens to enter this territory and breaks the territory over here for white. But I can simply go ahead and build my corner. The point is, let's say black gets like 3 moves and builds a lot of territory and makes life over here, which he will make life. But how many points does he get? He only gets maybe like 6 points. But if white gets another move out over here, then white has built a much bigger scale of territory down the side of the board. So this is the move efficiency issues I see a lot when playing against 10 cues. This move threatens to enter white's territory, just simply block. Now he has a weakness, so he has tried to build some territory. And the final side, still not completed or covered, is over here. We make an extension and enlarge our territory. Black decides to play into the endgame. These are all endgame moves, and he's trying to build life. Okay, now the opening is finished. The sides, the corners have all been taken. Now entering the middle game.
9,
First you need to judge
8,
where
7,
is weakness. Are there any weaknesses?
5,
No?
4,
Then you keep
3,
building and or
2,
reducing territory. If there is weakness, spot it and try to attack it.
Yoyomi's left.
So obviously this is a weakness, and I'm going to try and attack this weakness over here. First I'm going to use a push. I create a cutting point. This cutting point is created. I'll create a weakness. Now I'm going to peep this move. This move threatens to
Yoyomi now
cut.
starts.
And he connects. And I have to go back to survive these 2 stones. And all of a sudden, his black group is now not alive. There's only 1 eye. We've successfully created a weakness, and we can go ahead and keep pressuring these black stones. Extend, we try to block. The thing is, guys, when you're attacking, you don't have to kill everything. You just need to make sure you profit from the attack. Like when you're attacking, there's no point like killing everything. Like if you can't kill it, it's okay. It's completely fine to not kill it. If you can kill it, that is a bonus. If you can't kill it, just make sure when you're attacking, you're trying to build influence, build territory at the same time while you are attacking. So by attacking the black stones, I have actually built a very, very strong and thick potential out here. This is my wall, and later on I can build a huge moyo in the center of the board. So black is actually going to end up being alive. So black can exchange this with Sente and make the eye over here, and there's no way I can destroy black's eye. Now I've succeeded at attacking black, and I've gained profit from attacking black.
7.
Now I'm going to go ahead and spot black's next weakness, which is over here. This territory is still open. This is the difference with the third and fourth line. Third line is good for territory, fourth line good for influence. But the issue with fourth line is the door can be opened and entered from the second line. Black blocks, very logical move. I squeeze and I'm threatening the weaknesses over here. Now I get Sente. Sente is very, very important. Here I'm going to continue my plan at building this large framework. And by doing so, I'm going to try and reduce black's territory. Watch how I'll do this. I reduce black's territory while simultaneously I'm trying to build my moyo. If black tries to capture this one stone, then I will successfully eliminate and split black's territory over here. So black decided to run out and don't let me build a moyo. That's completely fine. We still have a thickness, and we can go ahead and reduce black's territory even more. So you see guys, this is where the potential of the moyo came into play. Okay, black blundered. There's many cutting points, and I'm going to capture this one of the stones. So what I was talking about, the potential of the thickness or the moyo. This black's decision here all came from the potential of the thickness. If I didn't have the thickness, there's no reason for black to enter into the center and give up his own territory. That's why potential influence in Go is always a latent potential. You don't see the territory immediately, you don't see the profit instantly, but it's going to influence your opponent's decisions. And that's exactly what happened in the scenario over here. Okay, black does invasion. I can probably kill it by going here because I'm very, very strong, but I'm just going to play very safely. I'm going to act and play like a 10Q. I'm going to wedge and connect, aiming at this cutting point over here. Black must cut or connect. Okay, black didn't connect. We're going to connect once more and give black one more chance to connect back here. Alright, black didn't connect again. Okay, I'm going to block one more and I'll give black one more chance to connect. Finally, he connected. Now we can continue our plan at using our thickness and using our influence to build territory. And in doing that, you want to seal black in. You don't want black to go out. If black is going out, black can destroy your influence, right? So by sealing black in, we have built a very solid influence. We've blocked black off and we've built a very solid wall. Black can still enter this direction and enter this direction. So we go ahead and choose one direction to block off. I block off this direction, and all of a sudden, you see in just 5 to 6 moves, I have completely sealed black in and I've built territory in the center over here. Black tries to enter, and here I can play a bit more aggressive because I have a very strong wall out here.
9.
I can choose the attachment. Without this wall, I'll be more afraid or skeptical with the attachment. But because this wall is very, very strong, I don't need to care about it. So I can use an attachment and go in a bit deeper and stop black from attacking or taking away my territory. He's threatening to cut, I'll connect. And he might threaten like one more cut over here. Aha! Typical calculation mistake. Black didn't calculate 2 moves ahead, and this stone is going to be captured. He can only Atari, I'm going to connect, and there's nothing black can do. So by missing a 2-move calculation, black did end up losing about 2 to 3 points in this scenario. in this position. Now we are entering the end game. The middle game is completed. Now it's time for the end game. Now you watch how I finish off the end game. End game is all about playing sente moves and squeezing out every last point you can find on the go board. This is a sente. This threatens to squeeze out this eye and make it a fake eye. Black has to connect. This is another sente move. Second line endgame. Hane and connect is always a sente. The rule of thumb when playing endgame is always sente goes first and the largest points as well. If you're stuck between to choose a large point, the biggest point on the board, and the sente, I would recommend you guys to play the sente move first. This way you're guaranteed to win an exchange before going back and play the next endgame move. So this is a sente as well, a very big sente. I don't think I can hane because black can cut. So I'm just going to jump over here and threaten to go down with a hane. Black made a very, very silly mistake. Now all of a sudden his territory is destroyed. This jump is actually, in the hidden meaning, was to threaten to enter black's territory. Okay, I'm gonna give black a bit of mercy, and I'm going to let black have a chance to connect his territory back. Are you serious? Mate, I gave you a chance to connect your territory, you don't want it? How could you? Mate, how could you have so much ego, bro? How could you have so much ego? Now one of his groups gonna die. Oh, there we go. There we go. This entire group is dead. Oh my god. And this group is also gonna die as well. Oh man. I gave him a chance and his entire corner is being captured. Now this is prisoners. These are all prisoners of war. Oh, look at that. It's only one eye. This group doesn't even have an eye. That's sad. That's actually really sad. This is tragic. This is tragic. Bro had a chance to survive and play a pretty decent endgame, but decided to be a bit greedy, and all of a sudden, and at the cost of his greed, he lost 2 groups. Okay, I actually don't need to play anything here. I can just, there's nothing I need to play. This group is dead, this group is dead. Okay, there's nothing I need to play. Oh, now he's playing like random moves. So this, ladies and gentlemen, if you see that the groups are dead, general rule of thumb is do not keep playing. Cut your losses and play somewhere else. This analogy and lesson goes on for life as well. If you're losing something, let's take it to the financials, right? Let's talk about like investing or business or whatever it may be. You're losing the position, like you're in a very, very bad position. Cut your losses and move on. And try to find opportunities elsewhere. Same as a go board. If one group dies, move on and go out and play somewhere else. So he wastes a lot, black wastes a lot of moves over here, and this game, guys, is, in terms of like sportsmanship, this is a perfect time to resign the game. Because you can see there's like no weaknesses for white. White's not going to blunder. And like 2 giant groups are just dead. But anyways, we're just gonna keep going. So this is another endgame move. Threatens to cut this 1 stone, block with a sente, and this push is also as endgame technique. Threatens to cut and push again once more. This Atari is my sente, and this block is really, really big. This block is actually 3 points in value. I'm gonna block over here, preparing to squeeze and take this sente. This does nothing. He tried to make, you can make a million fake eyes, you're still dead, buddy. So I'm gonna squeeze out this territory. This one is a sente.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Okay, yeah, there's really nothing black can do. The more black plays, the stronger it makes white. Like the more you play, the more damage you're creating yourself. Like there's literally no way, let's say you're throwing it over here and I forget like a stone's gonna die. So this whole game, bro had the instincts of a very strong single-digit Q player. He played everything like very, very well. The sides, the corner, the invasion, he played everything pretty perfectly. But the place he fell off was this group over here. This part was where he fell off. He forgot to secure his own territory, and yeah, that's his downfall for this entire game. But other than that, some places I could even argue he's playing at the same level as like even them players. Like the opening phase was all pretty perfectly played out. Okay, he's gonna cut, I assume, and it will drive him into the edge of the board and kill him down there. Take out his oxygen and his stones are dead. Okay, he resigned the game. In the opening, he made one mistake, which is this one. Black should either connect or make a tiger's mouth. If white defends a weakness, he can just extend and play a much more efficient move. In the middle game, once again, this move is a bit off. This move is a bit wrong. The reason is this move, I didn't kill black. I gave black a little bit mercy. I could just simply peep over here and extend over here. And all of a sudden, I can run out and split black in half. And black is going to have a very difficult time managing all his groups. This is where black lost the game. Black should just block on each one of the sides, like either like this and take sente, or black can block like this and go down connect from the side, from the second line. This way black still secures his very huge side territory and the game can still be played on. But after over here, this situation has been played, this is where black lost the game. Territory has shrunk, white has made free territory over here, and this territory over here, where initially it was black's, has disappeared. And after that, this became an easy game for white.
Start to play.
Okay, okie dokie. Next game, we are still playing the white pieces. We'll play star point, and I'm going to choose a 3-3 this time. Black plays the 3-3 invasion. I'm just going to defend, block this side, because I want to build territory on the side of the board. So in the opening, guys, when you're playing the opening, like a 10Q, don't stress too much about the opening or the Josukis. Every Josuke you play, if it's a Josuke, usually it's like an equal result. Like when you play the correct Josukis, they're always equal result. So like this situation, black did get sente, white got a sickness over here, and this is a pretty fair and equal result for both players. Now black gets to take sente and play somewhere else. So setting up this game, this move is quite aggressive. It is threatening to connect everything together. But here I actually don't need to worry. The reason is, even if black connects, so what? This group is already alive, and there's no way for me to attack this group. So it is completely fine for black to connect on the second line. Okay, I'm going to make a 3-space extension. This is Josuke complete. Yes, this is still a pretty decent opening from white and black, pretty equal. When your opponent does a extension or approach from the 3-3 point, 90 to 100% of the time, do a 1-space jump or a ninth move. A ninth move is a little bit more active, a bit more dynamic, and making the territory, but a 1-space jump is also okay. It's a 2-space extension, now threatening to enter the territory over here, and at the same time, he wants to build life. So this is a good time to stop black's entering into white's area, and stops black's direction of play. Black jumps, very light and flexible move, and I'm going to play on the side and build my territory. He invades. This invasion works, but I think it's a little bit early. So usually attacking invasion, there's always two options, either by attaching covering on top
9,
or with a diagonal
8,
move.
7.
In this case, I'm going to choose a diagonal move and see where black responds. The reason I say the evasion is a bit too early, especially at the Q level,
9,
is because these 3
8.
stones are still weak. They don't have a solid territory or solid base yet. If I get to cover black on top, then these 3 stones would get damaged. These 3 stones oh, this move is a blunder, he should always definitely connect and try to build life in the side of the board. So what I'm saying is, with an invasion, generally you are strengthening your opponent's thickness or the outside. So just like that, white is very, very strong and very, very solid. When your opponent is solid, not only you're giving them influence to build the territory towards the center, but if you have a weak group, they can use their thickness and influence to weaken your weak group and attack your weak group more brutally. That's why I suggest to all of you when playing, make sure your groups are all secure and very solid
9,
before going into
8,
an invasion.
7.
This group is not solid, and by going into an invasion, not only did he die, but this group is severely damaged. Okay, push, I connect, and just look at white. White is so strong on the outside. This is not a cutting point because I can simply Atari and capture these 2 stones, and I'll make 2 eyes in the corner. The
8,
best idea for
7,
black in this situation
6,
is
5.
to either descend or hane, build a base, and jump towards the center. Ooh, okay, it looks like black didn't take care of this group, so we can go ahead and steal black's eye space. So when black has no eye space, it is much easier for us to launch an attack and attack our opponent. Capture. Oh, he loves doing this. He loves sacrificing 1 stone. But buddy, you just sacrificed 1 stone. Now all your groups are dead. Do you not see that? Oh my god. Up to this move, or up to the approach over here, he played it very, very well. Yeah, so this entire game, up to this move, he played very, very perfectly. But after here, this is still very good. This jump is very light and very flexible, which I like and I approve. To play this kind of move, you have to know how to handle flexible shapes. You need to know how to handle flexible shapes. To handle flexible shapes, you want to like jump towards the center. You want to like have a directional play. You don't want to strengthen your opponent and your flexible shapes gets attacked later on. You want to make sure your flexible shapes has a direction, which black has. After I play this move, black should just keep jumping toward the center, or like at least like try to cover white inside. If black like covers over here, then he potentially can cover white on the inside and fight for some potential in the center. The reason I didn't play over here is by playing this move hane, black can extend and black has a very solid shape. So because later on I can have many techniques, I have many strategies. White can either attach, peep, press this way, and black stones are very weak. Another general rule of thumb is if you want to attack this group over here, a good choice would be trying to do a reduction from the top. White most likely will defend his own territory, then you keep threatening white's territory and cover on top like this. This is a technique at number 1, sealing white inside. Number 2, it strengthens your position, you build territory. Number 3, it helps you build influence in the center of the board. So this is like a technique black should have used in this situation and this position. And over here, I'm going to show you guys another invasion technique, which is to do a kick. If white's hane is on top, then you can do a tiger's mouth. You are creating weakness for white. So if black plays somewhere like this and do a diagonal move, let's say a diagonal move this way, play this and connect, black has simply made 2 eyes in white's territory.
Start
okay,
to
let's
play.
keep going. So we're playing against a 9Q this game. The winning the last game got us into 8Q, but this video is about a 10Q level video, so that's why I'm going to play against a 9Q opponent with an even game. So white approaches this corner, I'm going to kick and play a basic josuke. Extend, 1 space jump, he does 3 space extension, very solid choice. Oh, I made a mouse slip. I was going to enter the 3-3, but I made a mouse slip. To handle this mouse slip, I can just tenuki. So this group is a little bit damaged, and if I keep playing, it might help black and help black build some territory or sickness. So I'm going to play somewhere else, and I'm going to sacrifice this stone. This stone still has some RG in the corner. For example, white can Hane, Atari, and extend and try to live in black's corner. Another way to use this one stone's RG is to play a move like this. So this requires you to read just 2 to 3 moves ahead. The reason I play this move is if black doesn't respond, I can Hane this move and save the one stone. So black defended, which is really, really good. And I can still try to save this one stone. Black connect, I go back, and I've now fully used the potential of this one stone. Now my one stone can die peacefully, because I've extracted 100% of the value from this dead stone. Okay, jump into the 3-3, very good. Block, extend, push. Block, push, I'm gonna extend. Black plays a slide, and I can play somewhere else. I can tenuki. The next biggest place on the board is this side and building this side. I have 1 space, and to extend my territory, I'm going to jump 2 spaces. He does the same with a 2 space extension, and I'm going to build my territory on this side of the board. Black does the same and build his territory on the bottom side of the board. Now we can safely say this is currently opening complete, and we're entering the middle game phase. The corners have been taken, the sides has been taken, and now it is time for a middle game battle. When you're entering the middle game, you first have to judge, okay, where is the potential to build territory and what is happening. So this game right now, it is a very peaceful game. White has a side territory, white has territory here, white has territory in the corner. There are no stones colliding and clashing against each other, and this is a very peaceful game. The only place you can build territory is usually towards the center of the board. And to dominate the center position, you want to try and seal black in, your opponent in. You want to cover your opponent so they can go toward the center. Because if they can't go toward the center, then you can build territory in the center, and that's where you're going to win the game. So I'm going to play a move like this, threatening to enter black's territory. Black blocks, push up, which is very, very good. And I'm going to cover this black stone. So by these 4 moves exchange, I have securely covered black from going out, and I have built more potential and influence to build territory. Here's another thing, you gotta look at weaknesses. This stone is weak, and by saving this stone, what can I get? I can get a lot. By saving this stone, I can build more potential and influence, and this stone gives me a direction of play. So black is doing something very, very well. He's trying to reduce my influence in the center of the board, and at the same time, reduce my territory and enter my territory on the side. That's why this move was a defensive move. Okay, push, I'm obviously gonna Hane. This stone is a weak stone because it's only like 3 liberties. And these 3 stones down here is pretty solid and strong. That's why this position you can do a double Hane. Black extend, I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'm gonna keep extending. So by pushing and extending, I have built and claimed this territory in the center. So by playing this sequence of moves, this 5-6 moves, and the 5-6 moves over here, I have claimed about 25 points of territory over here. Black is doing the same, and black is building this territory. But you can see, even though black did build territory, let's say, oh, he's gonna Atari, black's gonna connect, or Tiger's Mouse, black still did build territory. This part of the territory black built is smaller than the territory I built. I built about 25 points, black built about maybe just under 20 points. So by playing the same sequence, you can see, there we go. White just built more territory than black by about 5 to 10 points in this situation. And right now, white is actually winning the game. So here we can safely say this is the early endgame. And what is left is just some endgame moves to squeeze out the territory of both players. This is a white sente. Okay, squeeze, I have to save this cutting point. Very, very important. And I'm gonna descend and try to enter black's territory. Hane, connect, he's gonna block or Tiger's Mouse. And I'm going to do a Hane and connect over here. This move threatens to continue the continuation by pushing on the first line. He defended. Here, this part is still a pretty big endgame. If black decent, I have to block, and black can Hane and connect and reduce a white's territory. Therefore, I'm going to Hane over here, and I'm going to connect. Black pushes, I'm going to Hane. Because my stones are very strong, I can choose to Hane and play a bit more dynamic and a bit more aggressive. Now I can Hane again. So after they Hane your one stone, make sure you just keep pushing. So in this game, black just resigned, and I'm going to use the estimator. Yeah, white is winning by 25 points. So the opening was very, very even. The place where black lost his chances was over here. A stronger move black should play is to jump like this. Jumping like this is going to force white to reduce black's territory. And by doing that, white reduced black's territory, but black's stone had a direction of play. And black can try to enter and reduce white's territory. So this is where black fell off and lost the game. So in the actual game, yeah, after white covered black in, this is what I said. When you're building the center territory, you want to try and seal your opponent in. You want to make sure your stones are on the top, so you're covering the center territory. This is the same technique I used and exactly what I did. I covered black off, and I'm building my territory over here. This builds me influence, builds me the potential, and few more moves later, I've converted my potential and influence into solid territory. Now there's no way black can enter, and this is all white's territory. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what 10Q looks like. A mix of growing strengths and unresolved weaknesses. We saw the shapes that were weak. We've witnessed the unresolved shapes, the panic invasion and the panic cuts, and fighting when your stones are still unresolved and not yet alive. If you start fights and your stones are not fully alive and is still weak, you are asking yourself for long-term trouble. Because highly likely, if your opponent executes the invasion or your cuts perfectly or very well, they can build a thickness or build influence by attacking you. And with weaknesses, you're not going to fare very well against your opponent's strong influence. The next stage for improving is learning how to play in the middle game. Building territory, sealing your opponents off, using reduction technique to reduce your opponent's territory, and finding the correct strategy and technique for you to build your own territory. This is the next step for your improvement and the next step for you to enter dangerous single-digit Q ranks. At 10Q, you should start to see real improvement, and you should be also proud of how far you've come. 10Q means you've gone through discipline, training, and many losses for you to get to where you are. 10Q is just the beginning. There's a lot of room to grow. You still have to work on your direction of play, and you have to play your moves with a purpose. That's where the 3 to 4 move calculation and reading 2 to 3 to 3 to 4 moves ahead really comes into play and comes into practice. Remember this, 10Q is a transition stage in your Go journey. You either plummet or mature your thinking and rise fast into the single-digit Qs. Next time we meet, I'll be showing you 8 Q players. We are going to step up. Cleaner, faster, single-digit Q, and these players will be harder to break. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, get out of here. Play some Go and upgrade your thinking.